welcome back to my channel. My name's Abby, and here you'll find macrame projects, DIY home decor, and the occasional room makeover. Today I'm going to show you guys how I transformed our dull and dreary basement into an amazing game room and home theater. Let's get started. I've done multiple room makeovers and updates throughout our home this year, and I'll be sure to leave a playlist linked in the description below for you guys, but this one was definitely one I've been waiting to do the longest, and it was far different than any of the rest. Here's a look at the room before. My husband primarily uses this space for gaming, but it was definitely becoming a catch-all for just all the random things that we have. We also had our projector set up down here, but because we couldn't fit our old couch down the stairs, we were just using the couch cushions on the floor, which is definitely not ideal, and I just knew that I really wanted to update this space and make it a more comfy, cozy home theater. So the first thing I knew I wanted to do down here was update our projection wall from blue to white. So I went ahead and used a half gallon of paint I had left over from our bedroom makeover, so that Celestial Glow by Behr, to just cover this entire wall. And let me tell you, painting this brick was definitely difficult without a paint sprayer. I probably should have invested in one, but I just refused to spend the money. So instead I rolled this out a couple times, and then I had to painstakingly go back and hand paint every single brick. It definitely took some time, but it did get the job done, and you'll see more of this as I paint this entire room. I then moved on to updating our hand railing. The former owners of our home put this in just for the purpose of our FHA, but rather than replacing it with something nicer, I decided to just update it a bit. So instead I stained it with this early American stain, and then using some leftover black paint again from our bedroom makeover, I went ahead and painted the post as well as the edge of the stairs. And after letting that dry for a bit, I then moved on to painting the rest of the walls down here in this dark gray. This is the same color we used in our bedroom makeover, and it's Graphic Charcoal by Behr, but I am just obsessed with it. And again, painting the brick was extremely difficult and took an extremely long time, which is why when I got to painting the flat walls in the center of the room, it was such a sigh of relief as I was able to breeze right through these. But here's another long time lapse of me painting the brick walls just to show you guys exactly how long it took me. This is sped up twice, so it appears to go by really quick, but this actually took me about 5 hours to complete this section. So if you have brick like this in your home and you think you're going to be painting it more than once, it's probably worth it to invest in a paint sprayer. I'm just really stubborn and I wanted to just use what I had on hand. So I did get it done, but it took me an extremely long time to complete. The next step for down here was to add in some new furniture pieces. Now, I had been looking at a modular sectional for a while now, and this one I found on Wayfair came with 2 corner, 2 middle, and 2 ottoman pieces for under $1,000. This couch was extremely easy to put together. All you had to do was use the hooks that they provided to keep all of your pieces in place after you get the positioning that you want. but all of the pieces came in 6 separate boxes that were delivered to my door. I just had to move them down to the basement and then do a little bit of assembly, including putting the backs on and then the feet, and then of course putting these hooks in place. But the assembly was super easy, and I love that it just shipped to my door with no contact, since we are of course still in a pandemic. I also loved how comfortable this couch ended up being. I was a little worried it was going to be a bit stiff from the pictures online, but it actually surprisingly is super comfortable, and I love the cushions that come with it. I also love the fabric. It's very durable and great for our dog Corbin. It's easy to get his hair up and also to clean up any future stains. So if you're looking for a modular sectional and you have kids or pets, I definitely recommend. This is not sponsored at all, but again, when I was looking for modular sectionals, a lot of them were just way over my budget, and this was a really affordable option that I really enjoy. I think this is perfect for our basement. So again, if you're looking for affordability, I highly recommend. My husband also decided to replace his old peeling computer chair with this gamer one, as well as my old desk he was using with this L-shaped desk. But I also knew I wanted to provide him with a futon in this space, so I splurged a little bit and got this blue velvet futon. Again, I ordered this from Wayfair, and I just really love the look of it. It looks so much more high-end than those old futons, if you remember. And I also love that it has pockets on either side, and I thought this would just be the perfect place for him to keep all of those comic books he's currently reading. And then I put a stack of his other comic books on the side of the futon, but when it came to decorating this space down here, I really wanted to keep it custom to my husband Cody, as this is the one place in our home that he hangs out the most in. So I just used any of the things he already had in the basement, any of his hockey memorabilia, any of the nerdy things that he likes, to really keep it custom to him. And then I also used other things we already had in our basement, so our filing cabinet we're using as a side table next to the futon. But when it came to decorating, again, I was just using anything he already had. So he's a huge Vancouver Canucks fan, and I had got him this flag a couple years ago for Christmas, so of course I rehung that. I also rehung any other Vancouver Canucks memorabilia that we had already lying around. And this wall is a bit bare, but I think that's perfect because he can really just add to it whatever he wants. I also added in any of the nerdy figurines he already had to decorate for him, but I just really didn't want to add my own decor down here because again, this is his space. He really lets me decorate however I want around the rest of the house, so this room just really needed to stay custom to him and have all of his favorite things. And then of course we have the perfect spot for our giant Bigfoot cutout. This we actually got as a housewarming gift from his cousin, so this is really just a fun space down here. And of course I had to make it more comfy by adding in a throw pillow and then of course his Vancouver Canucks blanket, but this really just completes his entire area of the basement. I then also added in this shelving unit to the corner. I knew we really needed some storage down here. We just had so many random boxes and things that were just piled up on the floor down here. So this shelf really just provides a space for me to keep it up and off the floor. Of course, I would love to go back later and I'll probably add more bins and totes and things to kind of keep things more hidden. But for now, it's perfect. It's at least keeping it up off the floor and in its own contained space. And then to decorate the home theater side of the basement, I used a couple things that I already owned, like this throw blanket, but I also went ahead and purchased a few new items. So I went ahead and got these throw pillows from TJ's. They were a really good size and only $25 a piece. I also ordered these movie pillow covers from Amazon. They came in a pack of 4, but I just used these 2. And then of course I also used this clearance pillow again from TJ's. Then I went ahead and hung up these typography posters of different TV shows and movies that we like to again really customize the space to us. I also hung back up the curtains that we had down here. Since this is the area that we're using the projector, I just wanted to diffuse any of the light from outside. And then I added back in this blanket basket that I already had, as well as set up our projector. I did order a little stand off of Amazon for it. You can not only use this stand to stand up your projector on a table, but you can also use it to mount it to your ceiling. And lastly, I of course added in a candy dispenser to use during our movie marathons. Again, here's a look at the basement before. And after. This room was definitely different than any of the other room makeovers I've done before, but I actually think it's my favorite, and that's mainly because it's very customized to us and it's a room we were in desperate need of doing something with. I did keep in mind my husband's wants and needs when doing this space of our home, but I hope it inspired you guys to transform a space of your own, especially if you have a basement like ours. If you guys like this video, don't forget to click that like button below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more macrame, DIY home decor, and household projects. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!